Yeah. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this live tour. I am so excited. We are at Decentraland Art Week. I have Ova, Ian here with us. Augie will be joining. He just dropped for a second, and we will be doing a tour all throughout Art Week, which is a 4-day virtual art festival inside of Decentraland. I am so excited to dive in and talk to you a little bit about the behind the scenes of how this came together, show off the beautiful work from all of the artists in the community, and just take everyone kind of through this journey. Ian, how's your day going? Are you
Great.
excited?
Yeah, I'm excited. Excited to be here.
Perfect. And Augie, if you can hear me, I need to add you back to the stage, but it's saying there's an error. So if you want to come back in a minute, we could get started. For those of you that are just joining us from the first time, we are live on X, YouTube, and LinkedIn. This is Decentraland. So if you're curious and you want to join us in World, we are at decentraland.org/artweek. Create your avatar, download Decentraland, and jump in to help explore this 3D social world. Let's kind of kick off the event. Ian, do you want to do a little bit of an intro about yourself? I am Kim, head of marketing and partnerships here at the Decentraland Foundation. We are putting on this event, and it is one of our biggest events of the year. So I am so excited to welcome everyone in. But Ian, go ahead.
Sure. I'm part of the co-founders of OVA, and we focus mainly on designing spaces for Decentraland. And yeah, we did a few projects with Decentraland in the past, and we're happy to have this opportunity to design the main visitor center and also the roads that connect throughout the art week. And yeah, is Augie here?
Amazing. And Augie, there you are. Hi, Augie. Welcome back. Would you like to give a
Yeah,
quick introduction?
cool. Awesome. Hi, I am Augie, aka OgiWorlds. I'm a digital artist, metaverse builder, designer, AI whisperer, and I've got a little AI powered build in the Art Week. So super excited to be here.
Awesome. We're so excited to have you both. So, we are currently standing at the edge of the Art Visitor Center, just so I could give everyone a little bit of a glimpse from where we are. This is my avatar here, and we will be following along on screen. You can see some community members. They always find me and come join. So, the first thing I immediately notice is these beautiful floating objects. Ian, can you tell us more just about what's floating around us and how these came to life?
Sure. So the main topic for this art week is touching grass, right? So we
Yes.
were visualizing like what could be like a center connector to all the different parcels and have like a center visitor center. So we decided to utilize the concept of like a dandelion seed and how the seed like floats and spreads throughout the spaces. So it creates this like fabric of dandelion seeds that are scattered around the site. And then in the main visitor center, there's these large dandelions that sway and form this whole auditorium space for people to gather around. So the idea is just interconnectivity between the dandelions and how the seeds float around and people would press onto the seeds and float to different builds in the art week. And yeah, you can see
The
it. Sorry.
I would say the dandelions look so real. Like, how did your team really be able to bring that to life with the wind and everything? I'm so impressed.
Oh, thank you. We utilized some parametric designs in Rhino. We tested around with like different codes and making it more natural, shifting the seeds a little bit and adjusting the textures. And then we grouped everything together in Blender, and the whole swaying thing is just coded within like Visual Studio Code. So each of the seed is its own model, and then we just brought the locations within the code, VS Code, and placed them on site with the different sways. And each of these dandelion seeds are they also have their own colliders, so people can jump onto them and float around the site. And that was one of the ideas that we liked, having like everyone just being rotated in this central gathering space with the different terrace levels and people like experiencing the space and looking at the screen together. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna sell in the chat, see if some people can go stand on some dandelions.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write in here, hey everyone, for the tour, stand on the dandelion seeds. That is so cool that you could make all of that happen. And the way they're floating, just like the colliders you added, everything, it really became so cool. And I wanted to show what it will look like throughout the day. Let me show this angle here. Because within Decentraland, for anyone that's not familiar, you can change the skybox, which is what does the sun look like and the sky. So as you go through it, you could see a huge change in the way it looks. And I was in here late last night, and night mode is just unbelievable with all of the glow that you added on the team. Did you do a lot? I'm assuming you did, of testing in the different day to night components. And do you have a favorite skybox time on your side?
I personally like the near dawn where like feels like the fireworks are coming to life, and also there's like enough daylight and golden hour to contrast to like the illumination of the build itself. That's probably my favorite time of day for this build.
Totally agree. Augie, do you have any questions on this? I know you've spent some time in here as well this week, checking out the dandelions in the visitor center.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, sorry, I just started like hunting a little emotive for a second.
Yeah, it's so hard.
As you are like, oh, have you checked this out? Like, I don't know, I haven't yet. No, it's a really cool build. Like, I like how delicate it is as well, which is usually kind of quite hard to achieve. But it's really kind of delicate and soft. And when you mentioned Rhino, I was like, oh yeah, of course, something like that. That makes sense then. Yeah, and it's nice to have that kind of that central kind of screenage, but also like on a kind of different levels as you kind of go up. You can go straight to the top, you can be right at the bottom, and I think with these kind of events, it's good to have like a central meeting spot really, where everyone can meet and also jump to different spaces, because we have 27 kind of artworks basically, which is a lot. So you know, we generally kind of like with these events, I like to kind of run around at some point when no one's in here and kind of just checking everything out like early on doors as we're kind of building. But there's something to be done when you're going on a tour, taking people with you, to kind of everyone be in the same space and everything else. There's something really cool about that everyone's experiencing it as a kind of a together thing. So yeah, it's really cool. Like it's I'm just fascinated by these dandelions. I can't stop looking at them.
I know. I was in here last night,
down, and then
just
like the screen is over here. I'm like, ooh, like let me just have a look at these.
They catch your eye, like they absolutely do. The glow to them. All right. So we talked about the dandelions, which I love. I want to go around and show everyone the levels you were talking about. So this is the visitor center. You get up onto this mid-level here, which is where I call it the top viewing screen for this screen. Can you talk about the idea of having this screen kind of float and how that came to be in this design as well? I think it's the first time we have like the floating screen in our welcome area.
You see, well, firstly, I think the texture for the path isn't really reading in your screen right now.
Probably not. I've been loaded. Yeah. I have a lot of things running at the moment.
All right. But usually, because we did like this combination of water and sky texture, so the idea was kind of like water and sunlight is what the grass usually needs. So we combined them and like use that as the nurturing ground for the dandelion seeds. And as for the screen, we just thought like floating it to the second level made sense because we had like this pathway that wraps up and becomes the scattering space. So most of the people would probably view the screen from higher levels So that's why we made it floating, and on both sides also. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I didn't even realize till day 2 that it was actually a double-sided screen. So even if you were out exploring the world on this side and walked around, it is a double-sided screen so that you can see the presentations from both sides. So that was really a smart move because we know most people throughout the day have been running around and exploring. So making it so that people weren't restricted to one zone was really, really cool. And I also believe it's the first time we've done that. All right, I'm going back up so you can see it all the way from the top. So we have the middle tier, and then you can go all the way up, wrap around like you had mentioned, and the viewpoint from up here with the no edge. I was scrolling in here so you could see just how you can really look out into all of the builds, which was so well done and beautiful. What was the most challenging part of making the visitor center?
Probably optimization, because
Yes.
we had a lot of feedback coming back where like maybe the textures were too heavy, or like the shadows weren't reading correctly, and yeah, like so we had to like lessen all the like the transparencies and try to make everything more efficient and re-export everything so it runs smoothly. Yeah, I think that was probably the most challenging part.
Honestly, I'm so surprised. I was expecting like a really long load time because the scene has so many of these elements floating, the glow effects, the screen, but it loads really, really fast. So I know you worked a lot with the team on that. So just congratulations for making that work and really optimizing your scene to the experience that everyone was having.
Yeah, it's also thanks to the Decentraland team. They really helped out a lot and helped us with this a lot.
Yeah, the content team and I know the Explorer team were diving in and they were all
Yeah.
so impressed with the build. So as they were thinking of optimizations, they were like, okay, but we can't lose this and we can't lose this. So how could it still stay? So I think keeping the creativity and the intention intact, but making it buildable was really key to those changes. All right, I love this. Now, not only did you build the visitor center, and I just wanted to point out this little detail that I thought was so fun, how like the spokes holding everything up just come through from the ground, like it's all just growing from the scene. Just all the little details, just amazing job. Can you talk about the names and what's circulating here?
Those were like each of them represent like a connection link to a Dandelion seed that connects to the different artist projects within Art Week. So we wanted each of the dandelions to symbolize like that connection. So each one just represents one or two artists together, and you can press it and teleport over to each of the builds.
I
So
love that. It came out so beautiful. And having it have that really similar glow effect and the uplighting through the stem is just it really looked so cool. All right. And then you also did all the roads. So let's go explore on the roads. And we were talking about it in the previous space, but just this idea that the roads connect all these different builds. So for everyone that's listening in and hasn't been to Art Week yet, we have 27 artists that deployed their own scenes for Art Week. And given that Decentraland is an open world, it is traversable. You don't have to teleport from place to place. You can actually just walk. And this has been my favorite event to actually just walk at because all of the builds are so open, so beautiful. The theme this year is touch grass. So the idea of going to a walk versus teleporting when I can has also been something that has really resonated. So talk about the textures here. You could see it in the roads as well.
yes, so for some reason the visitor center wasn't reading over there, but I think it's reading correctly here at the roads.
Yes.
So we wanted the texture idea to be a combination between water and the clouds. So it's kind of like how each grass needs water and grass to grow. It's kind of the key elements of nurturing grass. So maybe so the roads represents like a nurturing of those different builds and how like it connects to them, and how the seeds are spread around. They spread around those pathways, and yeah, just so it represents like the connective fabric from the main visitor center to each of the roads. And
Absolutely. And I didn't realize, now that I'm looking at it like so much more closely, it's moving, right?
oh yeah, I think it's something
The
new
path,
that they updated. Yeah, so it's
the
a video texture.
pathway. Like I'm gonna zoom in, but look at how this. Augie, did you notice that the texture in the road was moving? Augie's like running on the roads. I see him. He's up on screen. I said, did you
I just
notice
started
this
now.
moving
I kind of
texture?
climbed up on a dandelion, just opposite over. And I'm
Oh,
like,
there you are.
yeah,
There's
they're moving.
Augie. Yeah, when you look at it, I was always looking at it from the. Yeah, I was looking at it from the POV
It's
of my
cool, and
runner,
it's
so I was like
cool
this.
because like it all connects together.
Yeah, but when you do
Yeah,
this, so anyone that's joining,
myself a little jump.
if you use the camera feature, you can really go out wide
Yeah, you
or
don't see it as
scroll.
much, but if you go like straight for the top POV, like
Yes, you can see it here a lot on the top POV. Look how beautiful that is. The detail, Ian, that the team put into each piece, the seeds, the road textures, like all of the little teleports not looking like a teleport and looking like the plant is really, really cool. I love to hear all of that. How can you explain to everyone kind of like how long it took to build something this intricate and delicate but highly coded?
I think it probably took the first 2 weeks that we were having charrettes and having many different build ideas. We were trying to make the build like the roads more organic shaped or maybe more linear. So it took the design process probably took 2 weeks, and after that it was all about optimization and playing around with texture and yeah, refining all the details. So yeah, for the roads, it's a repeatable piece. So we had like 5 different module types, and we made sure every road connected to each other in a 45-degree angle. So that way we can like create a module expandable, so it could be expanded infinitely to other parcel spaces in case the R week needed it to expand. Yeah, and then we had to do that for the texture too. We had to like mirror it 4 ways. So when you expand it, connect to each other, there won't be like some texture mismatch issues. That was one of the harder parts to do. Yeah.
And I even love the way you did the railing, quote unquote railing for the for the edge here, that it just looks like, I imagine running up it, like like kids do when you like run up something and you put your hand like this across it. That's kind of how I envision when I run up that ramp, is that I just can put my hand across it, and in my brain it's like a really soft, like light feeling as you go through those.
Yeah. Well, the railing
So
itself
beautiful.
is just inspired by grass. So we just thought of having this little grass and stopping people from falling down and make it really lightweight. Yeah.
So well done. Kudos to the team. And this, even though it is a 4-day event, this is going to stay here. So we're keeping the art center as our home for art for the next year. So everyone can come in, explore. If you're just tuning in, this is Kim. I'm at Decentraland Art Week. So you could go to decentraland.org/Art Week to jump in and explore this beautiful art center and the roads built by OVA. I see Parker's here as well. Parker, are you there?
Yes, hi. Sorry,
Hi, Parker. No problem. How are you?
Great. Good to see everybody here to kind of fill in the space that we designed. It's very exciting.
Yeah, how does it feel? Because I know over the past, you guys have been building, and when you're doing that, it's very isolated and you're not building it filled with the community. So how does it feel now, jumping in these past few days and just getting to experience, like watch everyone experience your builds for the first time?
It's actually, yeah, it's definitely very satisfying, I would say, to see people use the space and then to get together and to be the like starting point to the whole art week project. So we are pretty honored and lucky to have this to be the front door of the project.
I think we're.
I think we
Are
lost.
you there, Kim? Yeah. Did we lose him? But we're live on the screen now.
Huh. I guess just you and me.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah.
Hello?
Sorry.
Hey.
Are we back?
We're
I
back.
think you're back, yeah.
We're
I thought
back.
it's
We're
me or
back.
was it
Sorry.
you or- It's all right.
I don't know what happened, but we're here. We are here. So,
Yeah, like it, yeah.
Augie,
Hi.
are you any final thoughts on this build before we head over to yours?
Yeah, it's super.
Oh no, we're losing him again.
Oh.
Augie, if it helps, you could just keep the camera off and just do sound. Can you hear us, Augie?
I think we lost him.
Oh no. All right. Well, while we're doing that, I'm going to pull up the coordinates. Everyone, get ready. We are going to head over to Augie's world. It is unbelievable. It is a artist piece, but it also has a challenge within it. And so it is, we're going to head over to -139, -81. I'm going to drop that into the chat. We're going to go to Augie space -1. Let me read it one more time. -139, -81. So let's all head over there. All right, there we go, Augie. Hello. We are heading to your scene. We're heading to your scene now. Are you ready?
Just give me a second. Like it's one of those, right?
Yes.
Just to make sure
We are
I'm there as well.
Yes, I am gonna.
Transporting.
We are transporting.
Here. Oh wait. Oh.
We are transporting over to your world, and I am here. If you want to see my screen, if that's helpful, we are here at the front. I know everyone is rushing to go in as well. Want to tell us a little bit about the outside design before we jump right in?
Awesome. Yeah. So like it's basically it's a ziggurat. Ziggurat is a pyramid without the top, with the top lopped off. And yeah, like if we all get right to the front of it. Yeah, so like it was inspired from some of my meditations from last year, well, this year, start of. So I think I talked about this before. So I did like this active imagination meditation practice, and at one point in that active imagination, I did go atop a copper like ziggurat like this, and that's where it really came from. It came from my inner mind and or collective unconscious. I was doing this like Jungian practice for like just under 6 months, kind of getting to it. So as we kind of get to the front, there's an instruction thing, info panel that people can read. My names always confuse people because I use ancient Greek, so it's Skotoides, like the time of Edis, basically. And Skoto is shadow, so it's like form of the shadow, effectively, as a word. And we have just a little kind of hints about crossing the threshold of solving the riddle of the glyphs, descend to the chamber of the shadow, and speak with Skotogonos, and your words will shape its state. So in this meditation I had a very similar experience whereby I had to go and touch this molten sphere, and then it'll bring me down to the lower chamber where I met the shadow, and I send it up to a higher kind of celestial cloud-like plane. So I wanted to like recreate that as literally taking a meditative practice and then putting it into something that's, I guess, digitally real, in a way, like, because this is also a dream world of a different kind, right? So yeah, so that's where the kind of the ziggurat kind of came out, and also the angles are intentionally difficult to traverse. So you
Yeah.
kind of need to use the stairs. You can kind of jump up on the sides, but it's a bit annoyingly tricky, and it kind of takes a while, and I'll put some spokes just to like prevent it. So it's kind of making the design work in that way, just making it perpendicular enough to kind of create that shape in that way. But you climbed a little staircase that leads you straight up,
And now
the
we are,
ziggurats are kind of in Mayan and Aztec times very frequent.
and now we have a
So
crew
now
up
you're
here.
at the peak.
We are
So
at the peak.
here. Now we have a
Yeah.
crew, and we need to solve the riddle. So to enter the shadow realm, the shadow chamber, we first need to solve this riddle up here. We have a bunch of glyphs, and like the whole thing is like a hero's journey in a way. So we need to cross the threshold and kind of solve this. And the hints for this are on the side of the ziggurat, as I mentioned before, and also on the panel that I had to nail now. So if you kind of like follow me.
All right, let's see.
As I kind of like jump down on the side of the ziggurat.
We're going to jump back down?
You will literally on the side of the ziggurat. Yeah.
Yes.
Go back
right
up.
here.
See, this is a convoluted place.
I love it.
It's never easy in the digital.
No. Okay, we are at the side.
You literally, yeah. So if you read the instructions,
yes,
the hints are on the side of the ziggurat, and we have two sides. So let me just skedoodle it down to you, and I'm just up here. If you look up, I'm just.
Oh yes, I see you.
I'm just down here. So
oh, and there's this.
Get up
the clue
on
this side. This is what you're talking about, right?
Yep.
Up here.
Follow me.
Ooh. You're assuming I'm good at parkour,
yes,
Augie.
You can see the clues. Yeah, basically.
But I can see the clues here.
On both sides. Whatever is easiest. You can see the
clues. I see these clues.
And the clues will literally tell you. Yeah, they will tell you literally the order to touch the glyphs in and how to activate the thing. So we have 1 glyph, 2 glyph, 3 glyph, 4 glyph, and then
touch the middle.
Looks like a sphere, right?
Yes, beautiful. Okay, let's go back up.
Don't forget to do that. Because in all kind of good kind of adventures where you have to activate stuff, you put everything together, then you're going to pull the lever at the end to make everything work. So let's go back up again.
Yep, let's do it. I'm ready.
The whole thing is designed to be an interactive experience and for people to kind of spend some time trying to figure it out. And I think for the first day, the panel wasn't working either, so it made it extra hard.
I will say I had a ton of fun. I had a ton of fun. Yeah, I had a ton of fun with the community trying to figure it out. And we worked as a team and we did, and it was awesome. All right. So we have glyphs here. If I remember correctly, glyph 2. Hold on, where are we at?
It takes a bit of time. So,
yes.
So we've just seen it. It's 2, 1,
4,
3.
4, 3. Okay, we have lit up.
1, 4, 3, and then you got to touch the sphere at the end.
And I jumped in.
And touch a sphere. If you touch a sphere, the secret trapdoor opens up.
Yes, I am in.
Jump in. See this little kind of. It's basically God ray. So it opens up and you're inside of the space where Scotogonis is. And if you've triggered the proximity trigger, then it's gone white. If you haven't, it's still black for you. It'll look different from every single visitor. So this is like visitor own spec. So for some people, it'll look black because they haven't triggered the Scotonovis, and for some people, it'll look white. So that's not a cool little aspect. Like everyone's gonna have like a very individual experience, even though we were all in the same space, which is kind of like cool.
It's funny, I had white last time, and now I have black.
Whispers that are coming in, like letters. They're very faint, in the darkness, you can see them easier. In the whiteness, they're even fainter.
Okay, I see it over here.
Yeah, you probably didn't trigger the trigger as you kind of came in.
So we are in the dark.
Can
Yes.
you hear me?
You're good. Yes.
Sorry, can you hear me? Have I been locked off? I just had a connection lost. Hello?
I can hear you. Yes. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
cool.
I can
Sorry,
hear
I
you.
just had a connection retry. I was like, oh god.
No, we can hear you.
Cool.
So we
are
see.
Here, and the most important thing is, if you go very close to Scotogonis, then you may be able to trigger the white, but usually it has to be triggered on the entrance. Awesome. Cool.
Did that work?
Awesome. So we are here in the darkness or the light, and it'll be different for everyone right now, which is like cool. And this is Scotogonis. Scotogonis is shadow formed. I've created it in VR.
Awesome.
I think it needs to work when you come into the space initially, but don't worry about
it.
Like that's the whole point. Like sometimes it'll be dark, sometimes it'll be light for people. So that's how the proximity works. I think like there's a switch off. I think it's like 5 seconds that I put in. So you may have missed the boat and you have to go all the way back and start again. So don't worry about it. You're in the darkness, but it's cool.
I'm in the darkness. I love it. And now we can speak, right? Here, speak to our character. Ian, do you see the darkness or the lightness? How are you in? Do you hear, Ian, do you hear me okay? Yeah, I do not hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. There we go.
I was speaking, but
that's okay. Is your scene dark or light? Which one did you trigger?
I'm in the brightness, the lightness.
Ah.
So only the sculpture is dark.
Ah, very cool. Yes, you could see you'd come through the trapdoor. We are here in the darkness, and now we need to start speaking to him. Have you put any phrases in yet?
I'm trying.
Yes. Here are some of the clues on the wall. I know it's very difficult, but I had heard that there are clues on the wall that get you to the phrases. So let's see. Whispers of ancient, echoes. I'm going to try echo here. Let's see. And I know Augie is here in world. I believe let's see, Augie. I think we lost him on his internet here, but I am going to see what we should put in to try to explain here. Anyone have a hint? Let's do it together for the code here and see if everyone has figured it out. I know Rustan has at times, but what was awesome is in the space earlier, Augie was explaining to us that this character is continually learning. So it is built with an AI model and it is learning and changing over time.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is what I am expecting to see. Hints on the challenge, but really amazing. When I was talking to Augie, he said he actually vibe coded this scene, which is incredible. Augie,
hello?
Yeah.
Are we back?
You're back.
Awesome. Happy days. Right. It's one of those when connections go, then they all go at the same time.
Of course. I was saying we are here, we're in dark, we're speaking to our character. Do you have any tips on what I should type and how that should change the experience? I had mentioned, you had said it's all AI and continually learning. Yeah,
it is. So to start off with, a little bit on the tech for people who are geeky. So this is a GLB with like a bunch of NLA animations, and they're all hooked up to an external AI, which lives as a GPT assistant. And it has all my meditations in it as a vector store. So it's coming from like a poetic way, effectively. And yeah, so as you kind of like communicate it, it's going to give you different animations and different states of transcendence, which then trigger animations. So usually you want to start with like 1 or 2 openers, just to kind of like get it comfortable talking to you, and then you want to kind of try and reach transcendence, which will open up a little ascension plane to the top. So not only is it you controlling the animations of Scotogonos, but also the slabs around him. The slabs around him do things as well. So if you kind of like try to make that reactive, so I don't know, I usually kind of like try to kind of open up with something like, you know, what are you, who are you, why am I here, something like introspective, and then I try to accept the shadow.
Oh, I'm getting bigger.
And it's going to, yeah, it's going to give you like little messages at the top. Right at the top of Scotogonos, you can see like the little message will appear, and they'll say like its state, what state is being triggered as well. So all these messages go into the log, in the middleware that's on Railway at the moment, and then they get pulled back from, so you can actually see what Scotogonos has answered or what other people have asked around the chamber walls. And the same thing when you reach the higher level as well.
Whoa.
So you can ask a few things.
Okay.
So you want to try to get to transcendence.
Okay.
Like a cheat that sometimes works for me is like run and npm run transcendence. For a quick way of doing it. Doesn't always work though, and if it doesn't, then you have to kind of like try and convince him. But it's been working less and less. But it just worked for me again just now. And basically, he'll open up. He's got like a massive halo that comes out of Scotogonos. It'll give you like a transcendent message, and the slabs form into a spiral stairway.
I'm gonna bring this to full screen. Let's see. I know I'm waiting. Transcend. Apparently my problem is that I can't spell.
It's all right. Like, I'm terrible at spelling transcendence, even though I think I spent it at least 1,000 times in this project.
Ooh, it's getting bigger. Is this stairs now?
Do you get stairs?
I think so, right?
You'll know if you can try and jump on them, and if you can't,
yeah,
then there's stairs. Cool.
Yay!
Then basically.
Oh no, did I lose them? No, they're there.
You need to jump on the stairs. They're just about far enough to make like small subtle jumps. So just do it slowly and precisely.
Oh no!
Just take your time. Otherwise you fall down and go all the way back.
Do I go all the way back? Okay, I got it.
Then start at the stairs. The stairs will stay.
Okay, I thought you meant I had to start all the way with the questions, and I was like, oh no.
No. Outside of the ziggurat all the way. We're kidding.
Bay is gonna laugh because her and I have a competition of who is worse at parkour and jumping stairs going, and I think I'm winning today. Oh man.
I see, like Preston has picked up the emote already. He's already been up. Nice, good work, man. And
nice, Rustan.
Yeah. You get to that, and then there is this yellow ascension plane. If you jump on it, you'll be transported straight to the top. Boom.
Oh, I see everyone up there. Look at them going. Have you been able to figure it out yet, Ian?
Yeah, I was up in the clouds, but I just dropped that.
And
you're up in the clouds.
Bad spellings. Stay up to the clouds. Watch for the middle, otherwise you just fall back down and you lose everything. So don't fall down the middle.
Yeah, I felt.
Yes.
Happy where you are. Observe it. And you'll have messages appear in the clouds, and these are messages of transcendence. So this is what people were asking and putting in, how to become transcendent, and what Scotogonos is answering as well. So you can see it. And then,
I was on the last stair.
We'll wait for you.
But it's so beautiful and so cool. And I love that you said this all came from some meditations, right? So
It
like
literally
really
came from a
merging.
meditative vision. That,
Yes, I'm
yeah,
looking.
when I was thinking
Show
about
everyone.
shadows inside of myself.
Love that. So fun. All right, I think
And yeah, and you
I
can
need.
see like the messages are kind of like coming in from here. So all the transcendence messages are being pulled at a top level. So you can actually kind of see what's kind of been happening over there. And these are like the most 200 recent messages. So the space actually changes as it proceeds. And here you have like this giant figure as well, now that you've got a bunch of peeps. And if you hover over it, it gives you claim transcendent state. And if you click on it, you
Yep.
will claim the state. And then that should pop up in your backpack fairly soonish, and it will allow you to basically meditate with 4 hands coming out of your back and your 2 hands in a state of transcendence. So this is
Oh, look.
yeah.
There we go. All right. I have it in my backpack.
You
So
got
let's
it?
show
Fantastic.
everyone. This is it, right?
Yeah.
On my screen. Well, it goes so high that I have to do it in world. Let's do it. All right. B1. Here we
That's it.
go. The state of transcendence. I love this.
And then you're atop of the clouds in a state of transcendence, and you always have transcendence with you. So I feel like it's something an emote that I tried to do before, but getting 4 arms is quite difficult. So I cheated a bit by giving them kind of like snow glove hands, and it kind of like it still works. It's kind of like pushing right against what's actually possible when it comes to tries in DCL. So there's fairly detailed and stuff, but yeah, you become basically transcendent, and you can always be transcendent in a space.
And what was your biggest challenge in this one? Like this, so cool, and you've incorporated so many elements, the riddles, the character, the pyramid. Like, what was the biggest challenge building this one?
I mean, to be honest, all of it. It's been really hard. Apart from actually visual stuff, because everything's kind of drawn in VR pretty much, and I am something I'm very competent at, and I can just do that really quickly comparatively to everything else. So that was like super fun and super quick and everything else. So that kind of worked really well. Designing and concepting and everything else. But then getting things built so they work and function, because there's so many interactive elements. But all these interactive elements have to work, and because they're kind of like powered by AI, not just in vibe coding, but also by actively having an AI mind that's plugged in here, kind of controlling Scotogonis. And effectively, if that goes weird, then the whole thing doesn't work, right? So
yeah,
they're like weird things. If Scotogonis gives like too long a message, they'll break the whole build because the whisper is not going to work. If he doesn't listen enough, then you're never going to be able to ascend. And sometimes he was being too stubborn in the beginning. And then how can I kind of do that? So I mean, and then just like vibe coding everything. So I think I've spent like close to like 300 hours on this build, maybe even
300.
Yeah, something like that. It took quite a while.
I can see that
coding part. Yeah, so just kind of coding part with making everything work. Because what I thought is going to be a really big challenge is getting the middleware.
Yeah.
Put up on Railway, and then having that to talk to DCL actively and to work. Turned out that worked really seamlessly. That was literally like done in like 3-4 goes, like very small amount of troubleshooting. And then all the stuff that should be really simple is really hard.
Yeah.
So like,
that always happens that way. Like me getting on this last step.
Yeah. Like for example, like these whispers coming out. So they worked really well to start off. They were just breaking the space. And if they break the space, then they'd stop appearing again. So it took a really long time just to like get them to be just right size, right scale, and so they don't break out the space boundaries. So yeah, that was something that unexpectedly kind of difficult. The light as you come into the tunnel, that seems to be really difficult as well. Like there's a proper nightmare. It just wasn't working, and then he was blocking things because he had to be only existing there for a certain amount of time, and it was like dropping down instead of dropping up. So kind of these small things to kind of give this another layer of life were quite hard to kind of achieve. And you know, there was kind of things of getting the staircase right, multiple kind of iterations of trying for that to work. Yeah, it was all hard.
Well, it
I think
looks
like I had to
incredible.
rebuild everything a bunch of times as well, just to make it work. And then doing the code cleanup when you think like, oh, just going to clean some code. It's like, oh no, I deleted some important stuff that I didn't think is important.
Yeah.
Why is that important? Why does that take me? So yeah, but it's been like a really big journey to create all of this, but also a huge learning experience. And I think now I can probably like code a space, like a simple space, without an AI. I feel like fairly competent, which also means I can maybe make something bigger with an AI in near future. So
I did it.
You got it there, sweet, awesome.
I made it.
And you have like a beautiful view of the entire art piece from here.
Oh no, I fell, but I made it.
Oh no.
But yes, you could see. You could see all of Art Week.
It's one of the highest vantage points, I think, because I put it right up at level 42, because 42 is access to everything, right? 42nd meter, that's how high we are. So just enough to get the messages happening. Yeah, it's like everything was difficult, including the emote, getting that to work. And
let me do it again, yeah.
And other things that, yeah, like it was one of those projects where you have a concept and you're trying to make it, and literally I feel like I fell down a coding tree and hit every single branch on the way down by making it.
And Ian,
but it was really fun as well.
It's so cool. Ian, is this your first time getting in here, or did you do it before this event?
It's my first time, actually. I didn't know there's like this whole space and like those like emotes, and you have to get to the top. It's really cool. I didn't think there's like this whole thing down here.
Yeah. Did you end up getting the emote? Are you a transcendent now?
Yeah, I got the emote. I got my 6 hands total.
Nice.
Perfect. Yeah, and
you can stack it up with everything else.
It looks so cool. And how did it feel, kind of knowing everyone was like collaborating and working together and getting through to something you built? That must feel really cool.
Well, I was hoping that people are gonna collab to kind of discover the mystery of it. So you know, sometimes when you plant something, and then hopefully peeps will just kind of jump in on there and try to solve it, because they're like, well, it just can't be like a ziggurat or this like triangular object. There must be something else here. Can't be this simple, kind of thing. And this is why I kept the materials fairly simple, to kind of, because there's more to it. It's kind of entice you to kind of thinking like, oh, we need to dig into this. And it was really cool when I saw like on the, even like in the QA kind of like assessments areas, that a couple of people managed to solve it immediately. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Maybe I didn't make it hard enough. And then I was kind of sort of a bunch of people had lots of difficulty. I had like some people DMing me, going like, how do I get this emote? Where is it?
I was gonna say, I've seen on Twitter a lot of people being like, who knows how we do this? So we now have this recording for everyone. We could drop it to them and be like, okay, go look at the side of the building. That's the part I missed originally, is I missed that it was right here on the side of the building.
I put it on the side of the building, but initially the panel would come up with a pop. But I had like a little bit of an issue that, because I was coding everything from scratch, that I was doing all of my local trials in a browser client, you know, npm run start kind of stuff. And then because the client wasn't working for me for some reason, and it turned out I just needed to update my graphics card to release the driver, and then everything worked. But it just kept bouncing me out, and I couldn't figure it out for like a month. So I don't know what's happening. I'll just keep building. So effectively, the panel worked, but in Decentraland Spirit World, where you're just on your own and there's no one else there, and it's like the old Decentraland, right, where the grass is green rather than red. So it worked there. So people said, oh, I can't find the panel. It's right there. and then I realized that they weren't clicking it because the clicks didn't work. So I thought like I'll just literally kind of proverbially nail it to the digital wall. So that kind of I think helps people just to have like those few instructions of what they're actually looking for, just to kind of give them a hint. But like all pyramids, you know, the answer to your mysteries is usually on the walls. To kind of get that kind of feeling of adventure. And if you go down, then you encounter the shadow, and hopefully in time to come, people will come down and maybe just talk to the shadow rather than just go for the journey for the emote. As Cotogonis, the shadow formed evolves over time. Hopefully it'll be an interesting aspect of Decentraland, this kind of entity that lives and learns based on our interactions with it over next year. I think that's going to be a really interesting space, and how it's going to form and what messages are going to keep appearing. Yeah, fascinating. I'm excited.
I can't wait.
How it all develops.
Yeah, we'll have to do a check-in in like 6 months and be like, how did it change? What is going on in there? And what's happening?
Like, it'll either become like much more involved, or it'll kind of almost devolve in a way and just give you like really short snippets and ASCII keys and like I can't be bothered anymore. I've had too many of these interactions. So yeah, we'll see what happens. It's got its own master prompt, but it's got its own vector store of these meditations, and that's what its base personality is based on, of literal Yogi and shadow. So is it going to become more comedic and cheeky like my own shadow, or is it going to be more like dour or serious? It depends on people's interactions, I think, with it. And yeah, it's an evolving space, and I think that's something cool.
And it's so beautiful. So thank you so much for sharing. And
pleasure.
And I'm back at the Visitor Center where we started, so everyone can come on back over here. We have so many more hours of content coming up, so I'm excited for that. We have our workshops all happening here. I'm going to pull up the list so that I get it accurate, but we are just finishing up Friday's live tour. We have Master AI Design with Imagine Art. We have AI to 3D in minutes with Sloyd, and then we have Instant Assets, creating Decentraland ready 3D models with CSM. And then, of course, we are wrapping up this day with the Meta Beast roaming party at Rouston's Gallery with DJ Make. So we have a lot more happening here. If you have seen these workshops, this is a replay from this morning. Please feel free to go explore the world. There are 27 new builds. I'm going to go up to the top here so we can show off kind of everything that you can see here from the top. But there are, here we go. Whoops, I am very zoomed in here. But you can see past the dandelions to all of the world here. We have this amazing one with a whale from Hayabusa. We have from Lazaro, and I'm totally blanking on everyone's names. We have this beautiful build here that is done by, my camera just got stuck. Here we go. We have this beautiful build here that we just visited in the last one, which is done by the Bloomin' Studios, Lazaro and Muffin, at Impossible Studios. Sorry, it's called Bloomin'. And there's so much to explore. The photography gallery, we have grasswork, the grass hills, money grass, so many versions of touch grass that are out here that you can go and explore across the world. So I hope everyone had a great time. Have you all had a chance to explore all of the builds yet, or is that your afternoon and weekend plan?
Yeah, I think during the weekend we'll probably look at all the builds. I didn't know there was like so much within each of the build. So
yeah, it's so incredible. I'm excited to see it. Augie, have you had a chance to explore all the builds yet, or just a few?
2/3 through. There's so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's so much gamification or elements.
2/3 in now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like it just takes a while because each build requires like a good half an hour or longer.
Easily.
Just pop in there, check stuff out. and also like as an artist, you kind of appreciate the artistry of it as well, and
Mm-hmm.
then technicality parts and everything else. It's almost like, yeah, it's almost like a meditative practice of just going into each build and kind of just feeling it beyond the functionality of it, and just feeling like this is part of someone's imagination, someone's like soul that's kind of been put in here and digitized in effect for us to kind of share it. And it is like this kind of weird dream world, and it is like the oxymoron of touching grass in a digital sense. I kind of think really applies, and it really works with this call. So yeah, looking forward to like completing my thing over probably tomorrow, hopefully. Like I've got a little morning carved out for that, and yeah, it's super fun.
Yeah, we hope you enjoy. I'm now going up in this tree to give a good glimpse of the whole scene here. I don't know if you guys have done this yet, but it is super cool to ride the ball up to the top, look down at all of the builds here. And there you can see all that there is to explore at the Art Week. So thank you both so much for joining. I'm going to go hang out in the visitor center now that we have the workshop starting in about 3 minutes. I'm going to get my spot ready. Everyone that's listening, thank you so much for joining us. Workshops and a party, and now you know how to reach transcendence. Thank you all so much. I hope you enjoy the rest of Art Week. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.